All right, I got another game where I didn't quite have the line yet. It was the Pirates and the Phillies. Here with Wheeler. Yeah, he's a $2 favorite here against Luis Ortiz. Now, that doesn't feel too great. Total is 8/20. All right, here we go. Pirates and the Phillies here. Phillies minus 210. And the total 8/20 with Luis Ortiz against Wheeler in this one. Wheeler is 4-0 in his last 6 starts with a 3.89 ERA. Wheeler been pretty good. He's favored quite often. He's not as profitable as we'd like him to be, but still, when you're 13-6 in your last 19 starts, and the Phillies closed the season very strong here with this 7-game winning streak now, 10-2 in their last 12 games. Great job here by the Phillies to solidify their position as the top wild card team. And I guess you got to throw them into the teams that we talked about with even the division. I don't know if we were talking about division winners or just teams that have, clinched. Look what they did yesterday. I was like, we're taking the Pirates. Phillies are drunk. And we don't want to call anybody a drunk. We know, baseball players like to have a few beers, especially after winning a division title. Well, maybe they sobered up during the game. Maybe they had some Bloody Marys. I don't know. But nonetheless, they came back and they came strong against the Pirates in that one and had enough offense as well. I was calling for an under. Totally just I mailed that one in. I was drunk. Not a great play. Phillies did a nice job, and they're hot right now. Ortiz has a 5 ERA in his last 17 appearances, I guess I should say. He's had 14 starts in there. Pirates, like I said, they continued to play well late in the season here. Now they have lost 3 in a row, but they still have won 16 of their last 27 games. Pirates have gone over in 6 of their last 8, and the Phillies have gone over in 7 of their last 11. Wheeler has pretty good numbers against the Pirates, 4-0 with a 2.13 ERA. That is one team that he has had success against. I mean, we know Wheeler can be a bit inconsistent at times. So Phillies is really spot maybe here to get a run line. They couldn't get the run line yesterday, but remember, they were only $1, $1.20 when we were on the air. I may have went up a little bit, but remember the overnight line in that game, and there was no pitching change or anything. They were a $2 favorite in that game, just like they are today. The situation, it feels like the same. Yeah, maybe there were some guys out of the lineup, but that's not necessarily going to change things for today. I've got the over for sure. I mean, I kind of want to go premium in this game. I want to go premium over. But so I don't know. Wheeler could be another starter that doesn't see his full term of pitches. And I think what's the line on the screen? I might actually have it wrong. In fact, let me refresh things here because I think there's actually steam coming in here in the last few minutes on this game on the over. If so, we're just going to have to give it out here on the show. Right now, there's some 8.5 unders out there. This one's definitely moving higher. There's no doubt the direction of this total. Like I said, I always try to give out the worst line possible, not the best. And then when you get to the window, if you've got a better line than that, then that should give you a little bit more confidence even. I'll go over 8.5, under -115. I kind of like this for a premium, actually. I like the football games. I might not water down my football with this, with some of this, right? But it feels like a game you can go a little bit stronger on. I hope there's a gauge. I mean, we could put unit sizes and everything, but I don't vary too much. But there's a pretty big difference between a last week of September baseball game between two teams like this and a Thursday night football game. Even though they're graded as one unit plays on our website because that's what it is. It's Tony's picks. It's picks. It's just picks. So I try to put just my strongest games with the strongest plays and the strongest game. If it's a baseball game going to be on my card with some football games, it better be strong. Yeah, there might be a baseball game or two on there tonight, but not very many. And this game would almost make it, this over here, but it's not going to make it. I'm going to give it out right here on the show right now. Maybe because of that total moving over. I was already looking over. I only got the line since we've been on the show, so I really hadn't been able to even process it. But if I would have seen that 8 over 20 without this steam to 8.5, probably would have stayed in a more potentially a premium. The total, the move actually gives me increased confidence. It is a widely reported steam move, so there is a coordinated market move and a lot of money coming in on the over. You just have to pay a little bit of tax to go over. And you can find 8 over 20. You can buy it down to 8 over 20. And of course, it's not a bad idea to do so in a game like this. Thanks, you guys, for listening to me talk about my, philosophy of this one. All right. Oh, do we have Tyrese? Did I miss Tyrese? Okay, I don't know. Oh, Thomas is talking there. I didn't know if there was someone in the chat I wanted to say hi to. Phillies and Pirates over. Oh, Tom, I know what it is, Thomas. It's your autocorrect. I know that. You guys, Thomas is not. I would never. He likes to use the dictation. So anytime you see something that doesn't make sense from Thomas, don't think that Thomas and I have been sipping the morning coffee. There's an under here. Oh, I think he'll. Darren likes it under. Looks like he'll buy it up to 9. Right, Rick? We already talked about that. Newfangled style. Looks like we just keep these bets, and that's the way it should be, right? The game to completion. The only thing that really protects, though, against for bettors, so this is why maybe the old way is kind of better to a certain extent, is say you took your game, right, and you have an ace pitcher, and we saw it a couple times this season where the ace pitcher gets mad because why did we even start this game? I just had to come out after 2 1/3 innings of rain, and I can't go tomorrow. And now you've just basically lost Max, and you have to start tomorrow with your Rangers bet. And the score is 1-0, and you're minus 230, and here's Mr. Bullpen. So, and then to be, it's like maybe you could issue it back to the player. No, I guess you could never do that, but maybe. And I think even the stipulation now with the new books is it's got to be completed within 24 hours or 72 hours or something like that. A lot of books say it has to be completed at the same venue. For example, we've seen maybe it was the pandemic or where it's happened once where some games started in one venue and they had to play the last. I don't remember it was a football game or something, but they had to play it we'll have to play it in Detroit, the last 3 quarters or something. What was that game? Anyways, crazy things happened in the pandemic, didn't they? The sports, after we got done with not playing any sports, and then all the empty. I was watching because I go back and watch football games to see what happened. That's how I handicap sometimes. It's kind of like the mixed martial arts. And I was back watching some of the Pittsburgh games against Cleveland, for example, in the pandemic, because those were they looked like similar games of what was coming up. And it was weird with nobody in the stands, right? There was like a row of people with the family. All right, over here. So I'm on the over. Yesterday went over. I thought, man, this one's going under. I'm going over. Pirates and Phillies.